Minsan sa may kalayaan tayo'y nagkatagpuan. May mga sariling gimik at kanya-kanyang hangad sa buhay. Sa ilalim ng isang bubong, mga sikretong ibinubulong. Kahit na anong mangyari, kahit nasaan ka man patungo. Ngunit ngayon, kay bilis maglaho ng kahapon. Sana'y huwag kalimutan ang ating mga pinagsamahan. Kung sakaling kipitin ay laging isipin na minsan tayo ay naging tunay na magkaibigan. Ay parang wala ng bukas sa buhay natin. Inuman hanggang sa magdamag na para bang tayo'y mauubusan. Sa ilalim ng bilog na buwan, mga tiyan natin walang laman. Ngunit kahit na walang pera, ang bawat gabi inom saya. Ngunit ngayon, kay bilis maglaho ng kahapon. Sana'y huwag kalimutan ang ating mga pinagsamahan. Kung sakaling ipitin ay laging isipin na minsan tayo ay naging tunay na magkaibigan. Minsan ay hindi mo na alam ang nangyayari. Kahit na anong gawin, lahat ng bagay ay mayroong hangganan. Dahil ngayon, tayo ay nilimot ng kahapon. Di na mapipilitan buhay ng ating pinagsamahan. Ngunit kung sakaling mapadaan, baka ikaw ay aking tawagan. Dahil minsan tayo ay naging tunay na magkaibigan.
What's up, guys? My name is Amanda, and you're tuned into a special episode of Rappler Live Jam. Obviously, we're not at the Rappler newsroom tonight. We are here at the Newport Performing Arts Theater at the Newport World Resorts. And I'm hanging out with a cast of Ang Huling El Bimbo. Hi, guys!
Hello!
Welcome to Live Jam. So, please
Yay!
introduce yourselves and your roles in the show.
Hi, ako si Bullet Dumas at ako ang older Eman.
Ako po si Pao Castillo. Ako ang younger Eman.
Ay, wow.
Younger?
Hello, ako po si Nino Alejandro and I play the role of older Anthony.
Hi, I'm Topper Fabregas. I play young Anthony.
Who's next?
Hi, I'm Gian Magdangal and I play the role of older Hector.
Hi, I'm Anthony Rosaldo at ginagampanan ko po ang role ni Young Hector.
Hi everyone, I'm Catherine Sunga. Ako po ang present Joy. Ayoko older Joy, present Joy.
Tama.
And I am Gab Pangilinan playing Young Joy.
Yay! So for everyone who's tuned in at home, they probably know Ang Huling El Bimbo as yun nga, the Eraserheads signature song, but it's also the title of this show, and it's a play that threads together the Eraserheads songs into a story about three friends who grew up in the 90s. Four friends pala. Oo nga, four. Who grew up in the 90s. So can you, in a nutshell, can you guys tell me what the... Kaya ba in a nutshell?
Si
What the
Topper.
play is
In a
Topper,
about?
nutshell.
go
In a
Topper.
nutshell,
Kaya
go.
mo yun. Na-pressure siya. In a nutshell,
In a nutshell, mga 10 seconds. What the show is
what
about.
Ang Huling El Bimbo's about?
Yes.
Okay.
Or mag-game na lang. Game! One sentence each.
Nutshell.
Na joke lang.
Yeah, it's a story about four nga, but at the time it starts about three estranged na male friends who have no choice but to come together during the present day, and then we find out through flashbacks as to why they're estranged in the first place and why originally they were a set of four friends together with Joy. Tama ba yun? Nutshell ba yun?
I
Nutshell?
think it is in a
sabi mo sa
nutshell.
akin, no?
But
Oh.
from
Tama,
my
tama.
perspective, wow.
Oo, tama.
From my perspective, it also is, well, mainly about how a woman persevered. And it kind of showcases her strength and how she worked her entire life to be able to give everything to her daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pala.
And then the three men just revolve around her.
That's true pala. Dalawang nutshells.
Yes, two nutshells.
Two nutshells
From
for
different
the price of
perspectives.
one.
Sa
Char.
peanut kasi. Di ba yung peanut dalawa?
Tama na. Okay na, okay na.
We'll take it. So that song that you just performed, yung Minsan
Yes.
by the Eraserheads, what's happening in the play when you're performing that song? Spoilers pa yun.
Hindi naman spoilers kasi I feel like so many people saw the show already when it streamed online, di ba?
Online, yeah.
Pero yung minsan, technically, silang tatlo lang talaga kumakanta dun. Umextra lang kami. Kasi the whole ensemble is part of the song.
Yes.
So that's their first number when the three boys first come together at the beginning of their story. Yan. Tapos parang they go about UP and they meet in roommates, ayan, dormmates sila. So parang instant flashback siya for those who went to UP tapos nag-dorm sa UP in the 90s, as in nostalgia fever siya, I guess. Yeah.
So madaming Easter eggs for the scholars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dami.
Easter eggs, tama. Yeah.
Dami.
Yes.
So the play reopened, like you said, madami na nakapanood nito because it streamed online and it's been running since 2018, but it reopened again recently. For the cast members who have been part of the show ever since, like Gab, Gian, Topper, what did you feel when the play came back?
Well, when it came back, we were very excited and at the same time grateful because it was also something that we knew that a lot of people were also looking forward to watch. For those people who saw it online and to see it live again, and for those who saw it live before but seeing it this time again, and at the same time for us cast, para majority of the cast, parang ngayon lang kami ulit babalik sa stage, performing live in this huge theater. And it was very overwhelming, and I'm sure we were also very grateful to be on stage again to perform live. Kasi iba talaga yung mag-perform live eh. Yung,
And I think mas
oo eh.
exciting din siya dahil El Bimbo siya. Parang because so many people got to see it online. Coming into 2023 na this version of Ang Huling El Bimbo, we knew that there would be so many people who were going to see it live for the first time. So ibang experience din yun.
First time
May
ng
mic.
iba, di ba, sa manood ng theater. Di ba?
Yes,
So many of them.
yeah. So many first-time theater audience members. So parang that was a big part of our excitement because hindi lang kami babalik, ang dami pang i-welcome na bago. Parang ganun yung feeling.
Maraming bumabalik. para
Yes.
manood ulit.
Yes.
Oo eh.
May mga, ngayon pa lang, parang how long have we been running? We've been running since April 21. Yeah,
Yes,
6 weeks.
Some watched 3 times already.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
4, 5 times.
Yeah.
So.
Yung iba lilipad pa sila straight from
Ang
the airport,
dami.
straight to
Oo.
watch the musical. Tapos babalik na rin din sila
Yes.
sa probinsya
Grabe.
ulit.
Wow.
Oo, ganun eh.
I
Ganun
think
na yung
also
ano
kasi
niya.
it was because it was streamed during the pandemic also. I mean, deep in the heart of the pandemic, mga kailan ba siya nag-stream? Mga
June?
June.
May.
May. So
Yeah.
like May 2020. So I also think for a lot of people, myself included, because I watched it online when it came out, it was such a parang bright light. Parang, diba? Parang after this whole dark period, parang it was like that one thing that I think got people through at least the day, the week, maybe the month. So I know that coming back right after, it means a lot more. I mean, or it means a lot to a whole number of
Yeah.
people for a whole number of reasons.
So yung new cast members, were you part of the people who watched it online then decided na, okay, I'm gonna be part of this play?
Ako, part ako nung nanood nung online streaming. Parang ano siya nung time nanood ako, it was like, may show, may fight si Manny Pacquiao. Parang lahat nag-aabang. Ganun karami yung nanonood at that time.
Lahat kasi nasa bahay lang.
Yes, oo. Tapos, amazing ako kasi ang una ko lang napanood na theater play was Rock of Ages, first time. And nung napanood ko siya sa online, parang sabi ko, parang kailangan ko pa mamulat pa sa mas malawak pa na klase ng arts. And doon ko na-realize na parang silent, dream na parang gusto ko maging part ng show na to.
And it's happening. Congratulations.
Ako, I watched it first in 2018, pre-pandemic, and I became a fan there. And then, tama yung sinasabi, in May of 2020, we had just started nga the lockdown, and we were a captive market audience. And watching it again, it just tama. It was a light in the darkness. And inside, I also wanted to be part of the show. So when the opportunity came to audition, talagang go. So yeah, thank God we're all here.
Me also, I was one of the millions who watched this online. And watching it online affected me already. So how much more yung makita mo siya ng live? Ano pa yung kasama kanila sa stage? So it's an experience for me. Really, a great experience for me.
So when you first watched it, did you know na, okay, that's the role that I wanna play?
I said this in one of the interviews. I was very much inspired by Michelle Francisco, who I get to call Tita Shields now.
Chadeli pala yung dream role. Charot.
Diba? Sa ano?
One
No.
day.
But when I auditioned, I was going for Young Joy. But obviously, this is the Young Joy, the bubbly and ano. Ako yung malungkutin na...
Hindi naman malungkutin.
no, but
Yung may pinagdaanan.
Depth.
may pinagdadaan.
May lalim.
In
May
real
lalim.
life. Ayun. So, yeah.
So na-mention nyo nga kanina, no, it reopened in April and then dinadagsa siya ng mga tao like from everywhere. What was it like for you guys the first time na like that opening show and you guys just came back from this long lockdown without theater? Ano yung feelings nyo on that night?
Ako, bilang first theater ko in my entire life. Actually, meron akong video na nakita nung TDR ata to, nung first TDR. Mangiyak-ngiyak ako nung first ever ko na curtain call. Never ko pa siya na-experience. So, maluhalo, roll VDR. Hindi kasi parang, para sa akin, maging part nitong production na to na napakalaki and napakaganda ng storya and I was able to impart a story sa napakaraming tao. Parang, hindi lang siya, suntok sa buwan siya nung nag-audition ako, but sabi nga nila, pag pinaghirapan mo, pag gustong-gusto mo, pag pinagdadasal mo, and ito lang, nagpapatunay lang siya na parang dreams come true pa rin. Kahit marami ka nang nagawa sa life mo, huwag ka magsa-stop. So parang ito yun para sa akin. So napakalaking ng meaning niya para sa akin.
Your dreams only stop when you
Thank you
Yes,
po.
oo.
Maraming salamat.
Can't cut.
Yung sa akin naman, yun nga, dahil nanggaling sa pandemic na napanood ng tao lahat. As in, sa lahat ng sulok ng mundo, available siyang mapanood nung that time. Ako, coming from the 2019 run, tapos eto, na ibang role yung ginagawa ko. Sobrang malaking pressure siya, na lalo na't alam namin na inaabangan to ng mga tao. So, I'm sure hindi lang ako yung nakakaramdam ng pressure na yun, lalo na nung nag-open kami. Kasi dalang-dala namin yon. Ako, dalang-dala ko yon since rehearsal na alam ng mga tao ang storyang to, inaabangan ng mga tao ang storyang to. So ano yung magko-compare ba, madi-disappoint ba sila, matutuwa ba sila? Yung ganong pressure na it's just in the back of my mind. Kasi first time ulit talaga natutungtong sa NPAT yung El Bimbo. After a long, long, long time talaga. So nandun yung pressure na papalakpak ba sila paglabas namin? Yung ganon.
Parang majority, already saw it, either in the previous run or online. So parang may ganong, tama, coming from what Pao said, yung pressure ba na, like, at least for me and Gian, or even Topper, na parang doing the same role again. And when yung expectation ng tao, it's either, kaya pa ba niya? Di ba, parang does she get better? Or do you do the role better than you did before? May mga ganong questions. Pero, like Gian said,
Meron mga feeling na parang, siguro, parang gagaya ng dati, di ba, Gab?
Oo, pero
Tapos,
hindi talaga.
Hindi.
It's a different
Parang
show.
back to zero ulit eh.
Yeah,
Oo,
it feels different, especially because we're with different people. So, I mean, like a normal human being, you don't relate to every person the same way, di ba?
Yeah.
So, parang ganun ko siya iniisip na parang because it's filled with 90% iba yung cast, iba yung pakiramdam coming back. So,
Different energy also.
different energy. I mean, I love it. I love the energy that this cast has. Sobra. As in, everybody's kind of just rooting for one another and you kind of feel that we're all in it together. Like literally, because nga yung pressure, nandun yung pinukpok kami nung rehearsals, yung ganun talaga. So parang you
Tsaka-
kind of feel everybody's like holding on to one another.
Gagaya rin ng sinabi ni Direk. Direk Dex would say to us during our company calls na, guys, this is not a hit musical just because you do it. It's a hit musical because you work hard for it. No matter what. You're always as good as your last show. So, talagang
Tsaka it's also,
Fresh.
yun nga, yung mga sinasabi ni Sir Dex, sa rehearsals, it's not, yung story mismo na i-offer ulit namin. Itong story ang ganito na it's a meaty story na i-offer ulit namin sa mga tao. Yung responsibility na yun more than kabado, more than anything, maiintindihan ba nila, i-accept ba nila itong storyang to ulit? Yung ganun yung
And
nararamdaman
thankfully,
namin.
at least like with how yung reception ng mga tao, parang thankfully, I guess we came through to them also. Alam mo yun, yung
Yes.
parang with how people have been receiving it so far. Thankfully, yung pinagpagura namin at yung iniyakan at yung all the blood, sweats, and tears, everything.
and it's still ongoing.
Yes! Yeah.
Ang dami pang pwedeng mangyari.
Totoo. Exciting siya.
Exciting.
So speaking of exciting, let's hear your next song. This one is Alapaap, another classic Eraserheads song. Before you get into it, can you tell us like ano yung context nitong song na to?
Ikaw na naman. Go, Tops.
As a developer.
As a dramaturg.
In a nutshell.
Basically, this is the moment in the play where the four young characters are at their happiest. I'd like to
Best
think
day
this
ever.
is like the best day of their lives. This is, if we were to look back at their friendship or
Yes.
maybe even their lives, this is like talagang the peak of it. Kaya nga alapaap. So it just transcends like what's happening on the ground. Nasa clouds na sila, parang ganun.
Aw.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear it. This is the cast of Ang Huling El Bimbo with Alapaap.
Hanggang sa dulo ng mundo, hanggang maubos ang ubo, hanggang gumulong ang luha, hanggang mahulog ang tala. Masdan mo aking mata,
mo ba nakikita? Ako ngayon'y lumilipad at nasa langit na. Gusto mo ba sumama? Di mo na kailangan ng magtago't mahiya. Di mo na kailangan ng humanap ng iba. Kalimutan lang muna ang lahat ng problema. Huminga ka ng malalim at tayo'y lalarga na. Handa ka na ba gumala? Para pa 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 pa
Ang daming bawal sa mundo.
Ang daming bawal sa mundo.
Sinasakal nila tayo.
Sinasakal nila tayo.
Buksan ang puso at isipan.
Buksan ang puso at isipan. Bali-bali. Nasaan mo ang aking mata? Di mo ba nakikita? Ako'y lumilipad at nasa palapaan na. Gusto mo ba? Gusto mo ba? Gusto mo ba?
Gusto mo ba?
Gusto mo ba? Gusto mo ba? Gusto mo ba? Gusto mo ba?
Gusto mo ba?
Gusto mo ba?
Gusto mo ba?
Gusto mo ba?
Gusto mo ba?
Gusto mo ba? Gusto mo ba? Sumama.
If you're just tuning in, that was the cast of Ang Huling El Bimbo with Alapaap. Yay! So we guys have been talking about, yun nga, how this show it opened in 2018, tapos nag-stream siya, over 7 million views, tapos apparently ang daming nakalap na donations nun sa
Yes.
streaming. Wow, congrats guys.
That was for, at that time, it was for COVID relief operation. So yun yung reason kung bakit siya nag-stream.
Yeah, so madami siyang magandang naidulot. And you also did that here in Newport, right? So ito talaga yung home ng Ang Huling El Bimbo. And yeah, this has been the show's home since the beginning, but what makes this run different? I mean, obviously you have new cast members, yeah, but what makes this run different? Si Bullet, as a new cast member.
Lahat nakatingin kay Bullet. Bullet, oh.
Bullet, in
Baka
your
may
theater
sagot ka.
era.
Oo.
Lagot. Okay. Ayos naman.
Ayos naman.
Napanood ko yung El Bimbo noong 2018, noong 2019, at saka noong sa pandemic. Tapos, parang, dapat hindi ko sabihin to, pero may kulang eh, nung nanonood ako, parang, I loved it. I loved the how Mike did the music and everything, the kwento. Pero may something na hindi ko ma-figure out kung ano yun. Pero
At ako yun, Char.
Ako yun.
Si
Ikaw
Bullet
yung kulang.
Char.
Yung
Hindi, joke.
president.
Go.
hindi tao yung kulang eh.
Bagay, charot.
Kasi nung rehearsals na, nakikita ko yung even sina Sir Dex, sina Miss Menchu, paano nila hinihimay yung kwento and nagdagdag sila ng scenes bago ito kinakabahan. Nagdagdag sila ng scenes para mas masuportahan yung kwento. At nakikita ko yung everyone like collaborating on how to even yung mga previous cast members. Parang si Gian na lagi kong ka-eksena, parang hindi siya pwedeng magalit lang. Kailangan iniintindi niya kung ano yung pakiramdam ko at ni Nino. At nakikita ko rin yung pinagab, how they interact with people, how they react. Sobrang back to zero din talaga. Hindi pwedeng sabihin natin na they did it before ganun na lang kadali for them. So sobrang na-appreciate din namin yung guidance nila at basta ang ganda nung buong thing, ng collaboration. Tapos yun, mas gumanda yung kwento, mas naintindihan ko rin yung mga maliliit na mga bagay at I can honestly tell na buong-buo tong kwentong to.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So yung kulang ay yung proseso. Maybe.
I'm sure
For
ginawa
you.
naman yung proseso before.
No, but it's
Pero-
different now, yes.
And I also hear it from everyone na parang iba tong run na to. And I agree.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Baka sa chemistry niyo.
Yeah, I was just gonna add lang na, and Dexter says this also all the time. Parang we have a show that has like a huge set. We have this amazing choreography and of course the music, which is just genius, diba? But the show really lives or dies. Well, not naman dies, but I think it really rests on the shoulders of the people who inhabit the characters and what they bring to it, and the chemistry that I think everybody has. Kasi you can't fake it. You know, it's a story about friendship, about resilience,
It's
right?
also fine-tuning, like everything
Yeah.
that the previous runs
Yes.
brought, like everything that everybody brought.
Yeah.
And then,
There are
para siyang
learnings.
nahinog.
Oh,
para siyang
nahinog
nahinog na
Yeah.
prutas. Parang ganon.
Kasi in any creative process, especially in original materials, siyempre nag-uumpisa siya sa mga draft, di ba? Nag-uumpisa siya, ito yung unang ginawa, and di natin alam kung gaano kahaba yung show or pinapaikli yung show.
Yes.
So, ang daming edit, ganun.
Yeah.
But this time kasi, when this was staged, I guess everybody came in with a sense of, okay, no, it has to be this fast.
And clarity.
It has to be
May
this clear.
clarity
It has to
siya, oo.
end here. It has to be, marami nang, it has to be like this.
Yeah.
Hindi kagaya dati na, no, maybe let's try it like this.
Yeah. May finality,
Oo,
I
yes.
guess, to it na parang because of the fine-tuning also of Sir Dex and Tita Menchu, parang it was so clear the kind of story that needed to be told. And even when people came to watch again, wala masyado nagbago in terms of script or in terms of story from 2019. From 2018, yes. Pero nung 2019, they edited the script. Coming into this version of Aheb, nothing much changed with the script. But it was really the fine-tuning of all the details, what to focus on, how to react to one another, ano yung nararamdaman mo sa loob, ano yung backstory, ano yung even the choreography and like everything was just fine-tuned and like yung attention to detail, nandito siya ngayon. So
During-
parang nga siyang nahinog na prutas.
During rehearsals also, nagugulat kami na, coming from 2019 also, na nakita namin kung paano yung proseso that time. During rehearsals ngayong 2023, may time tayo ng scene work. Ang dami-daming time to fine-tune. Na kami na nakita namin na walang ganun dati, talagang ginagrab namin yung opportunity to test, to try out things, to test kung ano talaga yung mas okay dito sa eksenang to. Kasi meron talaga kaming luxury of time na ihiwalay kami sa one room na yun lang yung gagawin namin, pag-aaralan namin yung eksena.
Wow.
Na yun yung advantage talaga nitong run na to. We had that, laging sinasabi ni na Menchu and ni Dexter na we had the luxury today, now sa run na to do this. So wag niyong i-let go yung mga pinag-aaralan natin.
Pero strictly speaking, may mga numbers din doon sa past runs na are not here anymore. For example, there's this one number there, yung Hard to Believe. Actually, nasa soundtrack siya.
2018, oo.
2018. Wala na siya ngayon. Tinanggal yung eksena na yun, pinutol yun. Kasi that's part of the
fine-tuning.
Trivia.
fine-tuning. Oo nga eh.
Trivia ng
Sapa.
2018, hindi ako kasali sa run, pero nasa radyo ako sa
Ah,
presinto.
true.
Yung mga ganong stuff na
Oo,
parang, kinakanta ko fruitcake, ganon. Mga ganong stuff, tweaking, and like, I don't know. Yun.
But I think the fine-tuning then kasi comes from also like if whenever I think another person steps into the role, they immediately bring something different to it because you'll bring your own experiences to a role. You'll bring your own sort of flair or flavor or honesty or whatever truth you kind of bring to it. So I'm sure from a creative aspect then when let's say like Katrine stepped in or Nino or Bullet, I mean they can't help but be like, I never looked at it that way, and then they start to shift things around and that's the magic then kasi of theater, and that's the magic of casting I think also na because you're getting all these different people, bigla na lang it can be the same. A fine-tuned script, right? Absolutely. But it can be the same script, but all of a sudden it takes on a different color and it just takes on a different life.
Yeah,
So yun, and I guess that's parang the stars aligning then na parang it just so happened that the group of people here really just kind of fell right into the perfect pieces. I would like to think so anyway for this run.
Yeah, and me being new to the show for the 2023 run, from when I witnessed and experienced like a mini bullet, with every run that we do, we do it over and over and over and over again. And even now, while we're running, we're still learning new things about the characters, about the story. Every word, every movement has to have a purpose. Okay, you don't just you have to go there because that's what the script says. No, it's you have to we have to find out why the character did that, and then parang it's no longer just words. There's so much meaning. There's so much story for everything, and we would us the older cast we would watch the younger ones, to see how they move, why they do things. We pick up mannerisms and stuff like that. We try to work it into our present day characters, and yun, parang the experience nga, it's continuously learning. It's alive, so to speak.
Pero I think si Bullet talaga yung kulang, guys. I think that was it.
Siya yung missing
Thanks,
element.
Bullet. Thanks, Bullet.
Ang ganda. So, because it's like a beloved show, but it's also like completely new. So, interesting. That's a good reason to watch it.
Yes, so many reasons.
But this show also comes with a trigger warning because it gets dark. How do you guys prepare for those emotionally heavy scenes? Especially like Katrina and Gab, I guess it's heaviest on you.
What I do is, like niloloko nila ako palagi, nasan si Kat kapag act 2, nandun sa dilim. Nandun ako sa dilim, literal, mag-isa lang ako. Actually, pinapanood ko in the monitor ano nangyayari kay Gab. Kasi, like yung turo ni Gab sa akin, she helped me a lot, by the way, in this process. So, thanks. No, but seriously, I would watch her and live the life that she really lived. Because this is me, and this is what you end up with, But the heaviness of her life, all of the bad things that happened to her, and her still being strong despite it all, it's, I think, what the audience relates to very much. But the process, it's it's very heavy, especially in my part. Wala akong anak. Of course, we've all had our shares of trauma in our lives, but this is different because it's something else. During the rehearsals, just watching her, ayun, naiiyak tuloy ako. Just watching her, yung sa car scene, yung sa, the very first time I saw her do it, I was crying. I didn't expect that I would feel that way, To think na I've seen it online. You're never ever ready for that kind of darkness. So, I would watch her and then, this is me. This is the life that I've lived. But I have to keep going. I have to live for my child. One more thing that I learned is naiiyak na talaga. One more thing that I learned is that
Happy Thursday.
once you start thinking as yourself, already you're detached na. You have to think as a character that you're playing. So, yung Act 1, very happy. Okay, I was happy sometime in my life. I was very happy with my friends. I loved my friends very dearly. But, yeah, bad things happened, so, ayun. I cannot speak anymore.
Parang, ano ba yung tanong, Char? No, I guess, like how the question was how do you prepare, right?
Yeah.
Coming into the 2023 run and also taking what I learned from 2019 and from everything actually, I always think that every production, parang you learn something from every single project that you do and you kind of take it with you in your bag of bag of tricks or bag of like what you know as an actor or bag of techniques. So parang there was a lot of research involved, of course. Because as Sir Dex always says, as our director always says, there is a responsibility when it comes to telling this story. So, especially with what the story holds or what the characters go through, there is a responsibility, and you have to make sure that may integrity yung kinakwento mo, and yung parang, yeah, so there's a lot of research involved, but at the same time, as a human being, I mean, of course, as actors, it's required that you are an empath. I mean, it's required that you are empathetic with what people go through, what the people, lalo na ito, na Pilipino tayo. So parang yung kwento, ang daming Pilipino na pinagdaanan to. Every single day, you pass through people that you do not know, and you do not know what they go through. But there is that responsibility as an actor to really tell that kind of story. I mean, as playing the role of young Joy, what Joy goes through is unimaginable, and but that's the reality. It's a mirror. This story is a mirror of what our society goes through every day, diba? So parang it's important that you lay your heart out on stage, but it's also equally as important that you bring the technique in, because that's how you separate being an actor and being the actual person that goes through it. Diba? So parang, again, it comes with the job. It comes with the responsibility. And again, this is such a delicate story to tell, and others would say it shouldn't be told. But for me, it's a mirror of what is really going on in society, in the Philippines. So parang hindi siya, it's not something that we can deny. It's not something that we can be blind to.
Yeah.
It's not something we can ignore, because this is the kind of story that every other Filipina goes through.
Yeah.
So, like what she said, sadly, and but the point is how she did not stop striving to be better, how she did not stop fighting for her child, and how despite everything that she went through, she soldiered on. And that's, if there's one thing that they can take away from the story, is that, na kahit anong mangyari, lalaban ka, kakapit ka, at tutuloy ka. Kasi ganun ang buhay, di ba?
Yeah.
So, add something?
No, I just remembered while you were saying that. I remembered one thing that Sir Dex would always say. There will always be a Joy in the audience, a Hector in the audience, or we are representing people.
Yes, exactly.
So, if kahit isang tao lang sa audience na ma-affect mo,
Yeah.
na lumakas yung loob nila, na kaya ko palang, I can stand up
Yeah.
against whoever, or I can change my life,
Yeah.
you know, for
The
for
better.
someone else, for the
Yeah.
better, for someone I love.
Yeah.
That's the reward of all of this, of all
And
of
there
this
have
work.
been people who have come forward, and they personally message me, and they thank me and the entire production that it's the beginning of their healing, or it's the beginning of, alam mo yun, yung parang na-inspire sila. And so again, that's the responsibility that we have, I guess, as the storytellers of this particular story.
Yeah.
So we, as people, we try our best not to take that for granted and to forget the reason why we're here in the first place. So,
Yeah. Changing lives.
Yung sa ano, kasi parang sa akin naman, especially sa young ones also, it's not more on the preparing for the heavy scene. Ang mahirap sa amin after. Kasi you have to be present. You can't preempt na may mangyayaring masama sa eksena to, may mangyayaring masama. You can't do that. Kasi lalo na sa amin, happy kami. Happy batch of people yung pinapakita namin sa Act 1. So, it's after, it's the pagpag. Yung sa amin naman, it's the pagpag after the scene. Paglabas namin dito, parang, hindi pa, kailangan naming iwan talaga siya.
So, anong ginagawa niyo? Like,
kakain ng masarap.
Yes, yun. Actually, yun talaga yung mahirap. It's the pagpag.
Yeah.
After mo makita yon, tapos, after mo gawin yon sa kaibigan mo, parang, yun. So, after, tatawa kami ni Topper for no reason. Yung mga ganun.
Kailangan mag-release.
Tapos bibisita ako sa dressing room nila pag tapos na
Oo,
lahat,
talaga.
ganyan.
Yeah. I mean like not to take away naman from going for the, di ba, all the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But this play goes through everything eh. May all the highs to the lows. And parang you also have to parang reach those highs. And actually, sometimes that's harder pa than the lows kasi we have to be able to present fully the whole arc of their journey, right? And you know, you won't really feel all the quote unquote the darkness of it unless you really show them it at its peak, at its lightness, and we also parang that's also a responsibility with us na parang we have to genuinely and truthfully show their hopes, their dreams, what they want for their future, whether or not they attain it, diba, within the play. But because we're showing you in present, diba, we're living in the present at that moment when we're doing it, we have to be able to really show you the scope of how big their dreams were as young people, the joy they felt with their friendships, so that when the darkness comes in and when that's taken away, then we really, diba, parang the audience really values that journey so much. So the responsibility is quite big for, I think, every part of the play.
Ako may isang process ako na, kasi if we're talking about the process since 2018 and until this day, I always used to think about this metaphor or process na parang this whole thing that we're doing is like this very precious egg. This very, very precious egg na parang Easter egg. Ano yung pag-Easter egg? Tapos kinukulayan mo. Tapos napaka-metikuloso. So nag-umpisa na yung show. Kinukulayan mo yung Easter egg na to. Tapos inaalagaan mo. Tapos pagdating doon sa... Tapos iaangat mo siya. Iilawan mo siya. Magandang maganda. Tapos pagdating doon sa taas, sisirain mo siya. Tapos mahuhulog siya. Tapos yung buong act 2, pupulutin mo siya isa-isa. Tapos kailangan mo buuin. Pero may time limit. Na kailangan buuin mo na talaga. At kasi pag hindi mo nabuo, huli na. Hindi mo na nagawa yung trabaho mo. Hanggat wala na. Talagang kailangan mo mabuo eh. Parang ganyan yung proseso dati.
Lalim nun, man.
Ang lalim.
Only Gian will compare his process to an Easter egg.
Easter egg siya.
Just slightly add to that, you're talking about the preparation, di ba? Tama yung sinabi nila na, I mean, the things we have to go through before we start the show. Kami, the older cast, you know, we have some... walang masayang scene. Wala kami masayang scene. So, you know, the preparations, you know.
Kaya masaya kami before the show eh.
Di ba?
Sila yung masaya.
So we have to get ready. So whatever your process is, I mean, if you have to go to some dark places to bring up what you need to do for the show, and then we'll perform it. It's important nga that when you finish though, you have to be able to put that away. All right? Kasi if you bring that up to the surface and don't put it away, it's going to affect the rest of your day.
Unhealthy.
It affects the people in your life, you know, when you go home and stuff like that. So, yung mga method dyan, di ba, it's important to be able to put that back in the suitcase, you know.
Ako gusto ko lang add, since process na yung pinag-uusapan natin. Naalala ko lang nung nagsa-start pa yung rehearsals. Kasi parang lahat yata sila natanungan ko na kung anong magandang gawin kasi nga wala ako masyadong alam sa theater. So may naalala akong sinabi sa akin ni Gab na sabi niya, you really have to just trust your co-actors. And hindi lang trust eh, kasi para mag-work yung scene, you also have to love your co-actors. So there was a time na siyempre kinikilala ko pa lang sila, ganyan. Tapos parang nale-left out pa ako, ganyan.
Hindi mo pa kami love, tama?
Ikaw din, kinikilala ka rin namin.
Hindi. Pero kasi, di ba parang pag bago ka pa lang sa grupo, parang nahiya ka pa ganyan. So, eventually ngayon, parang it's much easier na para sa akin na makatrabaho sila. Kasi,
Again, you can't fake, di ba?
Yes,
Like,
oo.
yung chemistry, you can't fake it. Like, the friendship, you can't
so
fake it.
there's love, there's trust within us. Yun, just sharing.
Actually, literally, I always say this, and siguro that's why I'm all the more grateful. Kasi with how the choreography was updated, literally, kailangan, I need to trust them with my life. Ganon ka literal. Because nga may pastance, hinahagis-hagis ako. And so, it's physical na may tiwala ako sa kanila. And yung tiwala na yon binabalik nila sa akin. So, hindi lang siya physical, but emotionally, spiritually, in all aspects, kailangan may trust. So, siguro that's also why you also trust your co-actors to kind of bring you back, if need be.
Ganda. So, ang dami niyong
Oo, ang dami nun.
What a meaty discussion. But,
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. So like let's lighten the conversation up. I want to ask you guys what your favorite Eraserhead song in the show is. Isa-isa kayo. Let's start with Bullet.
Bawal ulit.
Bawal ulit.
Bawal ulit.
Pwede naman siguro.
Challenge.
Favorite
5,
Eraserhead
4,
song.
3, 2.
Pare ko. Hindi yung pagkagawa ng dito sa
Ah,
Kasi parang isa yun sa mga kapag sumasayaw na siya, ingit na ingit kami sa gilid eh. Uy,
Yes.
parang iyakan.
Parang gusto mo rin.
Oo, parang ganun.
Ako, my favorite E-head song from the show is probably Minsan, all right? Because it's so happy, it's so innocent, it's so pure. The love in it, you know, parang when our characters first met, the older ones, like I said, malulungkot yung mga scene namin. So, when we watch that, whether sa side ng stage or sa monitor, and it's just, you know, parang it brings back the innocence, it brings back the wonder, and it's just, I always make it a point na mapanood ko yan because it uplifts me. Gaya.
Touch move.
Ako po I would say tindahan ni Aling Nena sana eh. But now, no, kasi it's very fun and the choreography and everything. But actually, it's ligaya for me now. It means a lot and it also means differently now to me. Whenever I sing it, it's just different now. I can't sing it like ligaya at asahang. It's not like that anymore. It's meatier. You know, there's so much depth na sa song na yun now for me.
Ako, favorite song ko na ginawa dito sa show na Eraserheads, yung Balikbayan Box.
Yun sasabihin ko.
Naunahan
Diba?
ka.
Oo, yung kinakanta ni Tita Sheila, ni Chadeli, yung character niya. How she sings it and how that song has been transformed. And I was able to relate to it at one point talaga, literally, kung ano yung kanta na yun. So, paborito ko yun.
Ako, Chadeli Medley. What are the songs in Chadeli Medley? Tikman ng Langit, Surely. Basta, yung Chadeli Medley because, well, for me, personally, it's where my character, because playing the role of Joy is so isolating sometimes because nga of everything that she has to carry. But Chadeli Medley is where she gets to relate to everyone. As in the entire ensemble. Not just the three boys, but also with Chang, with Chadeli, with the waiters of Toyangs, with Kaloy, Stephen Viñas, our choreographer. With Kaloy, with lahat. So parang doon mo makikita yung community talaga ng kwento na to, na parang lahat sila, Toyangs is the place to be. Welcome to Toyangs. Hindi, pero yun. So, yun yung favorite ko, Chadeli Medley. Napasa ko pa rin yung welcome to Toyangs. No?
Gusto niyo talaga sabihin kanina
Sorry.
pa.
Kanina pa eh. Okay, go.
Ako bukod dun sa Balikbayan Box, Tama Ka Ligaya, mashup. Yun yung, bukod sa mga very popular na yung Pare Ko, yung Alapaap, yun talaga yung unang tumatak sa akin nung pinanood ko eh, the performance ni Gab. Tsaka si Gio ba ata yun eh. Ang ganda ng pagka-mash up, just magkaiba sila ng, di ba, ng thoughts, yung dalawa. So, ang galing ni Mike, sobrang galing.
Ako talaga, Alapaap talaga, forever. It's just, I hear it and you're like, because I just love, yun nga, the place it has in the show. I love going up the car. I still have, even from the first run, that was always my favorite memory or moment of the show. And kahit nalalabas siya Spotify shuffle ko, I'll hear it. Pakinggan ko ulit. Parang gano'n. Not because I'm in it. Pero parang, ang ganda rin ng song. And I think, the original song already is so lovely, but parang what Mike did with it, but even just it just makes it this anthem all of a sudden of youth, of dreams, of everything, of just that giddy feeling na, as you get older, medyo namawala ng konti. So, I think that's why I love doing it in the show so much. Because parang I get reminded of this is how it feels like to just not be jaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ako, Alapap. The
Andaya.
placement that... Hindi. Ako talaga, na-amaze ako sa... sa pare ko.
Light years, di ba? Sabi ko.
Light years kasi kanta ko. Hindi, pare ko, yung innovation na ginawa ni Mike talaga for pare ko. Tsaka yung napalaki niya yung angst lalo. Angsty na yung pare ko, pero nung inarrange niya for El Bimbo, parang, actually, ganun din talaga siya na gusto mong sumali, pero wag mo nang i-attempt sumali. May ganun siyang feel na gusto mong gawin, pero wag mo na lang
Madami
gawin.
sa Ansam na
Yes.
yun yung dream production number nila.
Oo, tawag namin natin yun yung Beyoncé number.
Yeah, no, it's
Actually,
true.
Oo, yan
It's a
talaga
show
yung-
pare
oo,
ko.
yung
Parang-
oo.
It is. Lalo
Sabi
na seeing it
namin.
for the first time kasi na parang, what? Pare ko? Tapos C-80? Yung parang with rifles?
Yes,
What's happening?
yes.
As in, ganun yung pakiramdam
best.
niya. Oo.
Fun. So, speaking of Eraserhead songs, we're down to your last song for the night. And obviously, it's what else but Ang Huling El Bimbo. So, again, before you get into it, ano yung context sa song na to? What's happening?
Si Gian na.
Gian na,
Gian
si
naman.
Gian.
Gian.
well-
Easter egg.
Easter egg. Easter egg na. So dito yung pinupulot niya yung Easter egg. Isa-isa.
Sinabi lang namin Easter eggs nung minsan yun. Nag-Easter egg na si Gian.
Because at this point kasi, ito na yung dami pumapasok sa isip ko. Ito na yung part na si Hector, the older Hector at present day na he recalls the good memories of joy na yung mga hindi niya na nagawa. At ngayon na, huli na nga. This is the part na kakantahin niya, sasabihin niya, lahat ng mga gusto sana niya sabihin, sana, dati, pero hindi niya na masabi dahil huli na. So, basically, yun yung talaga yung nangyayari doon. It happens in the morgue. And it's the final song of the musical.
Awesome. So, before you guys get into it, can you invite everyone to see the show? Where can they watch it? Obviously here, but
Yes.
like where can they get tickets? Until when is it running?
Okay, please do come watch Ang Huling El Bimbo the musical here at the Newport Performing Arts Theater, dito mismo, sa Newport World Resorts. You can get your tickets at Ticket World, SM Tickets, or dito mismo sa Newport box office. Tickets are available there. Also, do follow
Please follow
Full House Theater,
Company
yes.
on Instagram.
Yes.
Also, Newport World Resorts on Instagram also. And we are still running until the end of the month of
Yes,
June.
June 30. Yes, please do come and see. May tickets pa. Marami nagtatanong online actually. May tickets pa, parang wala pa. Meron pa, guys.
Yes.
So just check all of those outlets. Check social media for more updates. And again, at Full House Theater for may discounts yan minsan, may updates yan for where you can get tickets. So, and follow us on social media as well because for sure,
Cute kami.
Hindi,
giveaways
mag-updatean,
tayo.
mag-updatean tayo. But there, Full House Theater on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and we hope to see you at the theater.
Directed, of course, by Dexter Santos.
Thank you guys so much for... Ayan na, nag-alarm na. It's time. It's time to
Ayaw na daw niya.
perform.
Sabi, it's
Thank
enough.
you, Rappler.
Thank you guys
Thank you so much for
sharing.
having us.
so much.
Thank you, Rappler.
Thank you, and thank you everyone for tuning in. This is the cast of Ang Huling El Bimbo with Ang Huling El Bimbo.
Ilang awit pa ba ang aawitin? Ilang ulit pa ba ang uulitin? Gagawin ko ang lahat para lang sa'yo. Di kailanman pagkakaitang hinahanap mo. ligaya at asahang ibigin ka. Sa tanghali, sa gabi at umaga, huwag ka sanang magtanong at magduda, dahil ang puso ko'y walang pangamba. Lahat tayo'y mabubuhay ng tahimik at buong ligaya.
Kamukha mo si Paraluman nung tayo ay bata pa, at ang galing-galing mong sumayaw, mapabugi man o cha-cha. Ngunit ang paborito ay pagsayaw mo ng El Bimbo. Nakakaindak, nakakaaliw, nakakatindig, balahibo. Pagkagaling sa eskwela ay didiretso na sa inyo, at buong maghapon ay tinuturuan mo ako. Magkahawak ang ating kamay at walang kamalay-malay, na tinuruan mo ang puso ko na umibig na tunay.
Naninigas ang aking katawan kapag umikot na ang plaka, sabay sa kembot ng bewang mo at sa pungay ng iyong mga mata.
Lumiliwanag ang buhay habang tayo'y magkaakbay, at dahan-dahan dumudulas ang kamay ko sa makinis mong braso. Sana noon pa man ay sinabi na sa iyo, kahit hindi na uso ay ito lang ang alam ko. Magkahawak ang ating kamay at walang kamalay-malay, na tinuruan mo ang puso ko na umibig na tunay. Lumipas ang maraming taon, di na tayo nagkita. Balita ko may anak ka na, ngunit
walang asawa.
Tagahugas ka raw ng pinggan sa may ermita.
At isang gabi, nasa gasaan sa isang madilim na eskedita.